Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Sultanate's trade balance during the first 7 months of 2015 registers a surplus of 1.5 billion Omani riyals. Touristic landmarks are distorted by visitors in absence of inadequate supervising procedures. And Arab-led coalition renew its airstrikes on Houthi sites in Sana'a, and the United Nations warns of risk of famine in Yemen. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Sauli Niinisto of Finland on his country's independence anniversary. The Sultanate's trade balance during the first 7 months of 2015 registered a surplus of more than 1.5 billion Omani riyals, despite the decline in the merchandise exports by 31.7%. The National Center for Statistics and Information said in its Bulletin of November 2015 that the merchandise exports, which includes oil and gas, non-oil exports and re-export, registered a decline by 7%. Merchandise imports, on the other hand, posted a marginal decrease of 0.7% during the period. However, imports rose 33% in terms of quantity, oil and gas exports suffered a 40%, and crude oil fell to 4 billion Omani riyals, while refined oil declined to 99.6 million Omani riyals. China still takes the lead in the list of countries importing Omani crude oil, as its share amounted to 79.9% in the first 9 months of the current year. According to statistics from the National Center for Statistics and Information, the Sultanate's exports of oil to China increased during this period by 10.2%. The Sultanate's exports of oil reached around 232.5 million barrels in the first 9 months of 2015, at an annual increase of 5.7%. Data indicates that the average daily production of oil amounted to 978,000 barrels during the period under study, with an annual increase of 3.2%. The month of July this year saw the highest productivity, achieving an average of more than 1 million barrels per day. Under the patronage of His Excellency Dr. Hilal As-Sabti, Chairman of Oman Medical Specialty Board, Cath Lab Scientific Day was organized by the Royal Hospital Cardiac National Center in Crown Plaza today. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubi'i.
With a balloon.
Quality cardiac cath lab flow is an essential element to providing exceptional cardiac care. Timely, effective procedures can drastically change a patient hospital course and outcome. Therefore, continuing medical education is as sacred for the profession. To meet this objective of continuing education by updating the knowledge and skills, over 200 doctors, nurses and paramedical staff representing various healthcare institutions in the Sultanate have attended the scientific day. Dr. Mohammed Al-Mukhaini, in his welcoming speech, said he added the discussion will focus on the nature of the work in cardiology units, cardiac cath lab of cardiac centers in various healthcare institutions, patient care for both adult and pediatrics, followed by presentations by a number of cardiologists from Sultan Qaboos University Hospital, Royal Hospital and other healthcare institutions, along with the professor from Italy, Milano, director of cardiology of Humanitas and Research Center.
I'm a senior cardiovascular technician or technologist. This day is really very important for us and for everybody, all the audience who are attending today in our scientific day. Cath Lab Scientific Day, which is in the second version, is very informative and focusing in more details.
Today we have
exclusively got one of the professor from Italy, Professor Bernard Ramirez, and we're sharing all the up-to-date knowledge and experiences within today's event.
A modern medicine is challenged by a huge technological equipment and other factors. Hence, all healthcare staff are required to continuously update their knowledge. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubai, Sultanate of Oman Television.
In September, and the average is 12 minutes.
After 4 days of the holiday, which most families plan to spend in different natural places in the Sultanate, a Sawadi beach scene in the Wilaya of Barka, considered one of the rich touristic places, appeared filthy and full of garbage as visitors distorted its sands and beach. Other mountainous wadi and desert locations were also ruined. Citizens interacted through the social media websites after seeing these messed up scenes and called all visitors and tourists to comply with the laws that maintain the cleanliness of such natural places. Still to come in our news bulletin. The annual domestic camel race festival was inaugurated in the Wilaya of Thamreit. The United Nations envoy to Yemen, Ismail Wal Sheikh Ahmed, touched down in the southern port city of Aden today to discuss prospects for peace talks between the embattled Aden-based government and Houthi forces with President Abd Rabbu Mansour Hadi. Previous UN-led efforts to solve the crisis through dialogue have failed as battles rage across the country. Arab-led coalition warplanes continued their airstrikes on strongholds of Houthis and forces loyal to former Yemeni President Ali Abdullah Saleh in the capital Sana'a. The airstrikes targeted Al Delmi Air Base near Sana'a International Airport in the Dala Hamdan area, in addition to Tibet Al Azraqin west of the capital Sana'a. The United Nations World Food Programme has warned that food supplies in Yemen are deteriorating quickly and the country is at risk of slipping into famine. 10 out of Yemen's 22 governorates are now classified as facing food insecurity at emergency level, one step below famine. More than 1 million people have been displaced in the fighting. According to the 2016 Humanitarian Needs Overview in Yemen, in November, 14.4 million people of the country's 23 million are food insecure, struggling to get enough food to live a healthy life. This includes 7.6 million people in desperate need of food assistance. The Iraqi President Fuad Ma'soum said the presence of Turkish troops near the Daesh group held city of Mosul is a violation of international law. Turkey has said a military battalion equipped with armored vehicles is in the Bashiqa region close to Mosul as part of a training mission to help forces fighting the extremist group. The Kurdish Peshmerga forces of northern Iraq are involved in the training. The central government in Baghdad is demanding that the Turkish troops withdraw. The departure of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad is no longer necessary before any political transition in the war-torn country, French Foreign Minister Laurent Fabius said in an interview published today. A united Syria implies a political transition that does not mean that Bashar al-Assad must leave even before the transition, but there must be assurances for the future. Last month, Fabius sparked speculation after telling France's RTL radio regime forces could potentially join the fight against Daesh group. Shabab Oman 2 ship departed from India to the Sultanate on its second international voyage, Oman-India Friendship Bridge. The ship participated while it was in India in the celebration of the 60th anniversary of inaugurating the Indian embassy in the Sultanate. With the aim of increasing the awareness of the members of the society in general and couples in particular, the awareness event on highlighting the importance of examination before marriage in avoiding a number of genetic diseases of children, in addition to acquaint the society with genetic blood diseases, spreaded means of prevention and treatment, was held in the Wilaya of Sohar. The exhibition, which inaugurated by His Excellency Sheikh Ali bin Ahmed Al-Shamsi, Wali of Sohar, included a number of sections to acquaint visitors by types of genetic blood diseases and encourage couples to early examination. The event included 4 sections, namely Blood Donation, Omani Association for Blood Diseases and its aims, Early Examination Section, and Sohar Team for Blood Diseases. The annual festival for domestic camel races organized by Royal Camel was inaugurated in the Wilaya of Thamreit. The festival included competitions of milking and beautification races for camel with the participation of camel owners from various governorates of the Sultanate. Now for the general weather forecast. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of cloud accumulation and fog late at night and early morning along most of the Sultanate's coasts and in the governorates of South Sharqiya, Wusta, Buraimi and west of the governorate of Dhahira. Winds will be north to northeasterly light to moderate along the coasts of the Sea of Oman, while the rest of the Sultanate it will be northeasterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight to moderate along the coasts of the governorate of Dhafar with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters, and it will be slight along the rest of the Sultanate with a maximum wave height of 1 meter. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Sultanate's trade balance during the first 7 months of 2015 registers a surplus of 1.5 billion Omani riyals. Touristic landmarks are distorted by visitors in absence of inadequate supervising procedures. And Arab-led coalition renew its airstrikes on Houthi sites in Sana'a, and the United Nations warns risk of famine in Yemen. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.